Hello everybody, today I'm getting on here and just doing a very quick face. This is basically how I would put on my makeup if I want to get ready exceedingly quickly. Today I'm not really feeling like doing a full face of everything, so I'm just going to do a little quick application. Skip quite a few things, but still throw in some things here and there. So I'm actually going to start with the base of my face first. Normally I will do my eyeshadow first, but in this case I'm going to do the base first, and this will be super quick. I'm going to use the Benefit Professional Hydrating Primer that I got in my BoxyCharm. Really trying to use this stuff to get a feel for it, and I just do a little dab on my hands, and then boom, 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 boom. I'm really trying to get a feel for this because I've used it with liquid foundation, but today I'm actually going to be using a powder foundation, so really want to test it out with a powder foundation. And so far I'm actually really liking this primer. So I always need to do a primer. I know some people don't feel like it's a necessary step, but I just like it for that little extra, like, hey, my face is a little more prepped for makeup application. Do y'all like this? Like, this is a bang of mine just popping out. I always put on my makeup with a headband on just to keep all of my hair on my face. So since I am using powder foundation, I'm gonna go, that's my cat playing with a toy, if you can hear that scratchy scratch on the floor. I'm gonna go in with my concealer. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the shade Fair. Like I said, since I am using a powder foundation, I want to put my liquid products on underneath that. I need to grab a mirror from like a palette, and I'm just going to take this beauty sponge. It's not wet or anything, it's actually dry, and just blend this in, go over my eye, whatever, but I really just focus this in around my eye area. I don't really put concealer a lot of other places because I just have very bad dark circles. So yeah, that's literally all I'll do for that. Kind of brighten me up a little bit. I'm not like the biggest fan of that stuff, which I've like talked about in practically every video. So today I'm going to use the Tarte Amazonian Clay Airbrush Foundation, and this is in the shade Fair Honey. I actually really like this stuff. I think it works well, and how I like to apply this is actually a Tarte brush. Isn't it really pretty? Like, so cute. This is a foundation brush. I'm pretty sure they still sell it. And it's a loose powder, not like a pressed powder. So I literally just take my brush and dab into the container and then spread this out on my face. Get underneath my eyes. And I'm not gonna like put any kind of other powder on my face because this is already a powder foundation. And I don't want to like overly powder up my face. And I just kind of dip into here a few times, spread it all over my face. This might seem excessive how much I'm putting on, but I don't know. I feel like I don't actually put on too much, so that's all I'm going to do with that. Probably shouldn't have worn a black shirt because there's powder all over it, but black is pretty much the only color of clothing I own. Okay, so now that that's done, it's pretty much most of the base of my face, to be honest. I'm going to do a blush. I'm going to skip bronzer. I might do a little highlight, but I'm going to skip bronzer today. This is a little Tarte blush, which was part of a holiday set from 2018, and this is in the shade Do Not Disturb. So here is what this little guy looks like. Kind of a pinky nude. Well, it's definitely a nude, but it's more so on the pinky, dark, mauve-y sort of a side. I'm going to take my favorite blush brush to use. This is an Alamar Cosmetics brush. Just dip into it. Kind of tap off some of it on the side, and then just take this on my cheeks and swipe. Okay. tap, 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 and swipe, swipe, swipe. You can kind of see it added a little bit of color. I don't really like overly excessive blush. I need a mirror, man. Mirror in front of me is not good for this. And I do kind of bring the blush up a little higher. I'm just going in for a second dab. I don't know, I think that's pretty. Okay. So now, I'm going to go into my brows. Tarte Amazonian Clay Brow Pencil. And I always start off with spooling through the eyebrows first. So yeah, what do you guys do for a super quick, no fuss makeup application? Like, I know some of us just don't really want to put on makeup every day. Especially now with everybody in quarantine, self-isolating, etc., etc. But I just feel like adding on a little bit of makeup each day can, or at least me personally, kind of gives me a confidence boost, kind of makes me feel like I'm doing more than just like sitting around doing nothing. Plus, I actually like the process of applying makeup. I really love the whole transformation aspect of it. And how you can go from being like, you know, normal, casual your casual self, to like, you know, an intense version of yourself. Even though this is what I would consider very quick, neutral makeup. So yeah, I actually don't think I'm going to go in with highlighter. That might scare some people. I'm clearly not bronzing. Don't feel like it today. So I'm going to go straight into my eyes now. And even on quick makeup days, I still like to prime my lids. So this is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, and this is just the original one. This is the only eyeshadow primer I have, and I think it's well enough for like what it does, but I don't know. I don't really have enough experience with other eyeshadow primers to say if this one is like amazing, you know? So there is my lids primed, and I am going to go in with this palette that I got in my April BoxyCharm. This is the Zoeva Caramel Melange palette. I like this palette well enough. I think it's a good neutral palette. Let me show you all the palette. So here it is. If I was buying like eyeshadow for myself, I wouldn't particularly pick this out, but I thought that it performed pretty well in my BoxyCharm like testing video, so I'm gonna go in with this. So here is our palette, and I always use a shade to set my primer, so I'm going to use the shade Universal Delight, which is this little guy here. Tap that off. Like swapping between palettes and mirrors, because unfortunately the one thing about those Zoeva palettes is that they don't have a mirror on them, so I have to use a different palette's mirror to apply this. So yeah, this is just to set the primer. So that's what I will do with that. Now I'm going to go into a shade for my crease, picking back up the Zoeva palette. I think there's not much depth with this. Like, I feel like generally I like to kind of smoke out the outer lash line, but there's just not too much depth. Kind of want to try out the shade Aftertaste, which is this bright orangey shade. So I think I'm going to put this into my crease. Maybe I'm just going to look like Halloween today or something. I don't know. So let's just blend, blend, blend. Well, I don't know if this would be blending, but this is definitely applying this color into my crease. And as far as I can tell, when I use this in my BoxyCharm try-on, like, not much fallout comes from these shades, so go crazy with them. Do whatever, you know? So yeah, I'm just taking this through my crease. I don't really have much room to extend shadows really high up before they run into my eyebrow, so yeah, I just don't have a ton of lid space to play with. So I make do with what I can. And I just go back and forth in here quite a few times to kind of really build up the intensity of this shadow, because I like it to be like, you know, loud and in charge, I guess. So now that's set down and looking kind of where I'd like it to be, I'm going to actually go in and put a shimmery shade on my lid from this palette. I mean, at least I got one where you can kind of make a cohesive look, because I've seen some of these Zoeva palettes where they're literally all shimmer shades except for like one matte, so I mean, I guess that's nice. But I'm going to go into this shade on the end called Liquid Center with just a flat brush and apply that. Literally just tapped it off and it like all came off the brush. Apply that on my lid. Can you all see that? Pretty nice transformation it gives me. You know, I actually really think that this eyeshadow palette performs well. It's just not a color story I would have gravitated towards, just because I'm like over the warm neutral palettes. I'm a cool tone gal, like through and through, so these warm neutrals don't like, you know, get my heart pumping, but I think that this is a very easy palette to use, and at least my color story can make kind of a cohesive look. So I'm gonna use the same brush and use the Greatest Invention, the color switch. Love this thing. And just go back into this palette because I need to deepen it up. The only shade I have to deepen it up is this one at the end, and it's got glitters in it. That's called Edible Gem, but I need to get it deeper for my liking. And anyway, like tapping off the excess from my brush basically gets rid of all the glitter on it from the shade anyway. I probably could build this up more, but I'm pretty comfortable with where that's at. I'm going to go back into that shade Liquid Center, which is the shimmery shade that I used, and just apply a little bit more of that to kind of marry that brown and that shimmery shade together so that they don't look too out of place, like sitting by each other. Probably do my makeup like super bizarre. But isn't that the fun of it, where you can literally just do whatever you want? And I feel like there's really no right and wrongs in the realm of makeup. I'm going to go into that first shade we used, Aftertaste, and just bring more of this into the crease so that it's more prominent. This is what I like to do just at the end of everything. And I know I'm like, this is going to be a quick look, but this is probably like still a lot of steps for some people, but this is me reducing the steps of my makeup routine and trying to do a quicker look. I'm kind of blowing this out a bit as well. So it's practically at my eyebrow at this point because I don't have much room from my eyes to my eyebrow. So yeah, this is where I'm gonna leave the eye look today. I don't like to smoke out my lower lash line. Not into that. Actually, I do need to highlight though. I forgot I already did my whole face, so I can go and highlight. And for this, I'm gonna use this shade Wax Paper under my brow bone, and then this shade here, which is called Almost Burnt, on my inner corner. So taking wax paper, and this is just, it's not really a white, it's more of a creamy color, but I don't think it really shows up too well, even on my skin, at least. Now I'm going into that Almost Burnt shade. I'm going to pop this into the inner corner, and I love doing a little inner corner highlight, and you can just, bam, it just like, I don't know, really amplifies the whole look at the end of the day, or at the end of the application. I just love the transformation that the inner corner highlight adds. My foot is falling asleep. And I probably go a little bit crazy, but I just, like I said, I love that boom bright inner corner highlight in your face. So there's my eyes pretty much done, and I'm happy with that. I'm good with it. I'm going to completely skip eyeliner. Most days I hate doing eyeliner. I just find it cumbersome and annoying, so I'm not going to do it today. And I'm going to go straight to mascara. I am going to throw in a little bit of extra stuff that I don't normally do, but I don't know, I'm trying to play around with this to see if I like it. And this is a lash primer. This is the Tarte Opening Act lash primer in particular. My lashes are like non-existent, so I want to see if I can use this to like amplify them. And yes, it goes on white, and you're going to want to for sure make sure that the stuff dries before you put on any mascara you're planning on using, because you don't want the liquids to like go crazy with each other. And I know it looks crazy because it's white, but it will dry down a little bit, and I don't put that on my lower lash line, so now I'm looking a little insane. But while I wait for that to dry, I'm actually going to go into my lips. So this is a lip liner, Vincent Longo dual-ended lip liner. I'm using the side Spring Rose, and I know I'm like using similar products that I always use, but these are in my monthly makeup basket for the month of April, and that is what I like to pull from. So it's going to be repeated products from what I've already used in past videos. Completely flubbed up there. And you know that does happen. We are human. We make mistakes. And I'm just literally putting this all over my lips. Like, kind of crazily. I like that color. And you could wear lip liner just on its own. A lot of people do. But I'm going to go in over top the lip liner with this Tarte. This is a little itty bitty sample size of the Rescue Lip Quench stuff. This is just in the shade Pink. Rescue Quench Lip Balm or whatever. I love this stuff. It's like a lip balm with a tint, and it's hydrating, which is what my lips need. And I feel like that lip liner just pairs so well with this stuff. So there's my lips. Pretty neutral, pretty cool. Now I'm going to go in for my mascara because, as you can see, the primer is pretty much dry. It's not stark and white anymore. And I'm just going to use this little Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. Really trying to use this up. This might actually be the last application I get out of this because it's just getting so dry. Can y'all see that? Is that doing anything? Like, my lashes are just so barely there. And I got mascara on my lid, which, don't cry, don't panic, that can be removed. Okay, so that is my mascara on. Do you think that lash primer did really anything to help my eyelashes? I don't know. This is what they're looking like. Yeah, my eyelashes are just kind of there. So that's literally my whole face for what I'm doing today. I'm going to top it off with my Mario Badescu spray. Not too much a fan of this stuff, but I just need kind of something to add a little bit of hydration, moisture to my face. And that is the finished look for today. So very quick, very simple. This took about 20 minutes in total. So let me take off my headband. And I actually have my hair pulled back for this as well. And this is what I'm looking like today. So yeah, like I said, it took about 20 minutes to do this, which I know some people have like 10-minute routines, 15-minute routines. I can't quite get there yet. I'm not like a master level craftsman, 100% super great makeup applicator, but I think 20 minutes is actually pretty good for me. So here's my whole kind of quick, simple, neutral face, skipping quite a few steps that I normally do. So if you guys like what you've seen, please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it all. And until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later. Bye.